Hi! In this video I will show you how to program a multi-step chatbot for your Instagram DMs. Let's get started. First, go to the Bot Manager section in the left sidebar of your dashboard. Select Instagram on the upper switch, choose an account, and then click on Create New Flow to open the Flow Builder. This is divided in two sections, the Tools menu, which is the left sidebar with all the possible elements for your bot, and the Editor, where the steps will be built. Now, it's just drag and connect. Don't worry, we'll go into detail. In the Editor, you will see an element called StartBot Flow. Double-click on it. Set a name for your flow, and choose the labels to identify it. Tap on Done. Now drag the Trigger Keywords element from the sidebar and drop it into the Editor. Double-click on it. Write the keywords with which your visitors will start the flow, separated with commas. Then, select a matching type, exact keywords or string match. Save and connect it to the StartBot Flow box. Then, set the first action for your bot. Let's skim through the elements you can add one by one. The text element takes text data. It can be used to send text messages or give a text reply to the users. Double-click on it to modify it. Here, you can insert the first or the last name of the user to give it a personalized feel. For the image element, you have to upload an image from your local computer. It supports JPG, PNG, and GIF. Both can be connected to each other to be sent simultaneously. You can also add several elements at a time with a card, which includes an image and a button. Buttons can also be added into a carousel like this. Drag it from the tools into the builder. You can add up to 3 carousel items that will be shown as columns, with up to 3 buttons each. Double-click on an item to configure it. You must add a title and subtitle. However, a little trick if you only want the buttons without any additional text is to put an invisible character in those fields. Now, you have to set up all the buttons. Double-click on any of them. In the first field, give it the name your users will see. In the second field, you have to select a button type from the drop-down menu. I will configure all the items and buttons quickly so I can save and open the chatbot in a different window to show you the different possibilities. There's our carousel without titles. Now let's see the different buttons. Choose Web URL as button type to redirect to an external web page. Select User Birthday as your button type to display a form to collect your customer's data. The same will happen with the user phone, email, and location types. You can change the thank you answer on the action button settings of the Bot Manager. Finally, if you wish to personalize the action that will follow this button, you will have to link it to a postback. Let's select New Postback as button type to create one. Basically, a postback is an instruction that is passed to the chatbot when a certain action occurs. It could be a user clicking on a button, typing a keyword, or triggering an action button. All the actions that follow a postback will occur whenever it is placed inside a flow. For example, here I will add an image, connect it as the next action following the postback, then a text and then another carousel with 1 item and 2 buttons. We will name this as Postback 1 to identify it, and the button that will call it will read Test Postback. Let's save and see. I will call the carousel with the keyword. Here's the postback button. When I click it, here, we have the text, the image and the buttons. If I create a new flow with a different trigger keyword and put another button calling this post back, the same action will occur. For example, let's drag a carousel with a single item and a single button, select post back as its type. And then, choose our post back one from the list. Save it, call it on Instagram, click the button. And there is our post back again. One tip to keep your chatbots in order is to create individual postbacks in their own flows with specific actions, and then just call them whenever you need them inside a bigger flow. You can do this from within the Postback Manager. Quick replies are another tool to make your conversations more dynamic. These are small bubbles that come after another message, usually a question, offering the user an easy, one-click reply. This reply will then trigger a postback. Let's use a new flow to show you how to set them. We will add our trigger keyword, then a text with a question, and attach a quick reply. Double-click on it, set the text that will be shown to the user, and select New Postback as its type. Then, we will drag a text component, type an answer following the quick reply as the postback's action and save. Notice that you can only connect quick replies with elements that have an output socket for them. Now, let's explore sequences, which will allow you to create a flow of messages that will be sent to the users at a set time. Create a new flow, give it a name, set its trigger keyword, and then drag any element with buttons into the builder. For example, we will use a card. Set the buttons type as a new postback, then drag the sequence into the builder and connect. Instantly, a new sequence with 3 new items and 3 new postbacks will appear. Click on each item to configure it. You may send 2 types of sequence messages, promotional and non-promotional. Promotional messages can only be sent on the first 24 hours after the visitor contacted you. On the other hand, non-promotional messages can be sent daily. We will send a promotional message here. The timings indicate how many minutes after the user's last message will each item in the sequence be sent. Double-click on the new sequence element to assign its start and end hours. As well as a time zone. Finally, drag the elements that will follow each postback and will be sent on the times you set. You have several other tools on the editor that require further configurations. These include user input flows, AI replies, conditional replies, e-commerce and actions buttons. Check the corresponding tutorials for detailed instructions on how to use them. Play with all these elements to create different and dynamic designs for your flows. Notice that building an effective chatbot requires several different flows that work together to provide an interactive experience, answer any possible queries, and help your leads navigate with ease through all the information about your business.